My first introduction into big swim baits was actually while I was still in the Marine Corps. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton out in California, and one of the guys I used to live with was a big tournament fisher from Texas. So he brought me out with him a few times, and we were fishing Diamond Valley Lake, and I remember every time he would catch his limit, he'd switch over to it's a giant wake bait. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's the first time I got to see something like that swim. Fast forward about 7 or 8 years, and fishing with a few of my friends locally, and one of them was Sean Caron from Go-To Swimbaits, and he was the first person to actually get me to commit to owning a big swim bait. I bought my first one in 2015. It was a 9-inch MS Slammer. I still have it. I could never leave home without it. It's my favorite bait. I remember the first season I used that bait, I had caught more fish over 5 pounds than I had in probably the last 4 or 5 years prior. Over the years after that, maybe 2 years later, I went full-time swim baits, and I haven't stopped since. Swim baiting to me is just a higher level of bass fishing. You know, you really have to know your weather, you have to know your structure, you have to know your cover, and you have to have a lot of confidence in the baits that you do own and know the best way to deploy them to have a higher success rate of catching that trophy fish. One of my favorite things about this culture is the cool people you get to meet along the way. I had no idea there were so many people in New England that were this heavy into swim bait fishing, amongst other hobbies that we share together, be it motorcycles, cars, you know, music, whatever it is. It's cool to have like a nice tight-knit group of folks around here who are all after that same goal of catching that trophy fish. To me, there really aren't that many cons about swim baiting. In the beginning it was tough because the few dudes I was fishing with were still throwing a lot of conventional gear. So they were hooking up, you know, 10 to my 1. But when I got that 1, it was usually bigger than their 10 were combined. Now that I've been doing it for a while, I don't even miss that. I'm really more into focusing and really trying to deploy the correct bait and the correct presentation in the waters that I know around here to try to produce that big bite. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. It really helps us keep this thing going.